we still cannot get some human beings to agree to give their children vaccines. Yet, for some reason, people were out here drinking blood and drinking urine. Hi, I'm Miserable. Welcome back to my channel. So, in the spirit of Halloween, we're going to talk about the sometimes extremely scary medieval medical treatments. Like, some of these are kind of stomach turning and extremely disgusting. I don't know, I still don't understand like the logic process of some of these treatments. This Some of them are not logical at all. Like, if you have sense as a human being, these things do not make sense. But I guess maybe a little bit of common knowledge, and people were beaten down and it's what you were told that you had to accept as true, probably played a pretty big role in why a lot of these completely idiotic and illogical treatments were accepted as facts then. For the first one, elephant bile to treat halitosis. It was an ancient Chinese remedy, and I have no words. Why? Why? Like, bile in the first place, even when you're going to vomit, tastes nasty. You're using bile to treat bad, like, mouth odor. How does that work? How does that? I don't understand. I still say I don't understand. Like, you need to explain. I need some of these people to explain their thought processes to me, because I don't understand the reasoning behind that one at all. Number two, cocaine to treat depression, headaches, and toothache. Cocaine to treat depression, headaches, and toothache. In the 19th century, like, that was a pretty popular cure for those things I just mentioned. Like, they were literally feeding people addictive drugs to treat headache, and it was seen as this big cure, and it was pretty popular for a while until eventually the side effects of cocaine and the addictive tendencies were made pretty public before a lot of doctors dropped it, like, from their, like, treatment, their prescriptions. Honestly, the bad, bad, extremely bad ideas that some of these doctors had would astound you. Bloodletting or leeching to cure ailments. I need you to explain this to me. I need you to explain this to me. These people had to either be doing rituals or feeding vampires. There's no other explanation. How would draining the blood from an already weak person somehow translate into a cure? I feel, is it that you people felt like the sickness was like this physical entity or physical organism in the body that you had to remove? Or, I still don't understand. How could that have been a good idea? And as proven by Robin Hood, it could easily go wrong. That's a pretty easy method of killing somebody. Just drain the person past the accepted point. This one, this one is just disgusting. What is wrong with people? Hemorrhoids in the first place are described as pretty painful. So your next thought is to stick hot irons up somebody's butt to burn it away. What is wrong with you people? And it was a very, very extremely popular treatment in the 12th century for hemorrhoids. Are you people impervious to pain? How do you, I am in pain, therefore I shall stick an iron poker up my butt? You need to explain this math to me. It is not mathing. What is wrong with you people? How do you let them boo you to this extent that you would willingly go to that extent to use pain to treat pain? What is wrong with you? I say again. This one is just disgusting and unsanitary. How do you consume human remains and feel like that's a, like, valid method of treatment? What would happen was, like, people would use human fat as a treatment for gout. Even human blood was sold at exorbitant prices at like in apothecaries during the late 1500s, during the 1500s and the 1600s. They were sold at extremely high prices, to the extent that pure people now developed a strategy. What was the strategy? During public executions, they would go to the executions with like bowls and cups, and then when the person is killed, the blood of the person that was executed will be drained into their cups and bowls for them to take to use as treatment. First of all, that's horrifying. That literally there will be this set of people praying for somebody to get executed just to get their blood. And I need people to think for a minute. You don't know this person's medical condition. You do not. What is wrong with you? How do you know that whatever sickness you are trying to treat, you're not making it worse by introducing another worse pathogen into your body? Do people not reason at all? I'm sure even if like medical treatments and medicine was really bad then, there were a few things that were still pretty obvious then. I think it was still widely known then that body fluids spread sickness. Why on earth would you drink the blood of somebody that you are not sure if the person is sick? What if you wanted to cure headache and you now ended up with, I don't know, cholera or syphilis instead, or gonorrhea? You now go from little minor go from frying pan into hot oil directly because you're like, oh, this small thing, or I must use blood to cure it. The next thing you know, from one small thing, the thing has blown into one huge issue. You just kill yourself on top. I still say they were feeding vampires. Those people were vampires and they are lying to us. History is fake. Heroine or cough syrup. That's not the bad part. The bad part is that the cough syrup was not even meant for adults. The cough syrup was meant for kids, children. They were making children's cough syrups from heroin. First, it was the cocaine that they were using to cure migraines. Now, it is the heroin that they are feeding to children as cough syrup. Look, I feel like a lot of these people were, they had to have been willfully ignorant a bit. Yes, I know like the church and the rest pretty much ingrained like obedience and accepting the words of their betters into them. But there is a certain point where you are like, okay, there is obedience and then there's just being plain stupid. Urine for teeth whitening. You not see charcoal o, you not see ash o, you not see anything else less disgusting. It had to be. What is people's obsession with consuming bodily fluids? Especially like this one was pretty popular among ancient Roman physicians and poets to prescribe for you to drink urine to whiten your teeth. What is their obsession with bodily fluids? I still keep saying this. You don't know the medical condition of the person whose body fluids you are ingesting. What is wrong with you people? Do you people not learn lessons? There's um there had to have been a reason why all these people were dying anyhow. This is one of them. Another reason why it was so popular was because it was like a cheap and free method of, teeth whitening. Pee it out, drink it. They must have thought they were pretty smart. Like this effective, cost-effective method of teeth whitening. I'm pretty sure did nothing. But still, people were just gleefully following their instructions then. One was the extreme method of dieting. A doctor in Yorkshire, England, like basically created this method in the 1800s. What was the method? Victorian women would swallow pills filled with tapeworm larvae. They did this in a bid to like reduce their weight, to lose weight, so that when they ate, the nutrients that the tapeworm was taking from their body would cause them to drop weight drastically. Like I know I know people have done some extreme things to lose weight, but when the side effects of a diet include respiratory failure and dementia, that should not be like a signal for more people to join. That should be a signal for people to run away. I don't, let me not talk. Let me end it there. Tobacco, smoke, enema. Yeah, that's right. Blowing smoke into people's bum bum with pipes was used to treat drowning victims and eventually a host of other diseases. It got so bad that physicians, while blowing smoke into the person's butt, if they mistakenly coughed, due to the smoke, and inhaled instead of exhaling, and let's say the person had something like cholera, and the physician inhaled the cholera flagellate and it got into their lungs, the doctors will also become infected fatally, and a lot of physicians lost their life due to that, until eventually they started using bellows, that stuff that you use to blow smoke. It's like this here, I'll put a picture up. They started using that instead of pipes. The only question I have is why? Just why? Literally, we cannot get human beings nowadays to take things like polio vaccines or measles vaccines that are proven to save people's lives. Those ones have scientific backing that have been tried and trusted and everything. We still cannot get some human beings to agree to give their children vaccines. Yet, for some reason, people were out here drinking blood and drinking urine and using um human fats to cure gout and kissing skulls. I don't get it though, but you know what? I will just leave the video at that because I think I'm becoming too heated. And that's the end of my Halloween video. I just knew I had to post this video on Halloween because it's the perfect video to know Halloween is scary. Well, this was both scary and horrifying at the same time. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on your notification icons. I want to hear what people think about these methods of treatment, and if you feel like maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on them, because towards the olden days after all.